It's lovely to meet you. Welcome to Manchester.
Thank you.
Or welcome back, I suppose it should be,
yes.
shouldn't it? Yes.
Played here before.
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of both of you. Kerry, I've literally seen you in so many things. In We Will Rock You.
Oh my God, that's a lot
way
to
back
know.
when. In Wicked. You've become a tradition in our family. We always
Have
go.
I?
Yes. Bridgewater Hall at Christmas.
Oh,
So you always do the concerts.
I love those concerts.
Yeah, they're amazing.
It's a bit chaotic for me, that kind of little area of Christmas. We have like 5 days and we do all the cities, but the show we do is so much fun. It's all the Christmas, it's the Christmas hits, and it's just, it's so much fun. I love it. So yeah, I'll probably be back here this
Brilliant.
Christmas.
We will be there as well, yeah. And I think one of my favourites was Wonderland with Dave Willits.
Yeah, we did that here.
Yes, you did. You did the sort of concept concert, and then that was amazing.
It was a lot of fun.
And it was. And then obviously, what have you not done? But I have to say, I saw you as well actually in La Cage aux Folles in London.
Sure,
So I saw that. That was amazing.
That was the last musical I did, I think.
Was it?
I love doing that.
Wow.
Did that come here?
No, we did
That
it
was
in
in
town.
Yeah.
We did it in the West End.
Yeah, I saw that in London. And I'm a huge Holby fan, so you're always going to be Tom Campbell go to me. Yeah, and I am currently in mourning that there's only one episode left.
It's stopping, isn't it? Or is it stopped already?
I think, is there one left or is it?
I don't know.
I think there's just one left. Yeah, I guess you're a bit busy, aren't you, at the minute?
Mind you, it's 20 years or more.
Yeah, it's had a good run. Yeah. So obviously they're some of my favourites. So have you got any favourites, things that you've done so far in your varied careers?
So, other than Anything Goes, obviously.
Of course.
It's really difficult to choose your favourites because, what you're doing at the time consumes you and it just takes over your world. So my focus and my life is in Anything Goes at the moment. But yeah, I mean, I'm just glad to be doing a job that I love doing and to still be doing it, And I love singing. I love the variety that I get to do. There's so many. I mean, like you say, Wicked, We Will Rock You, concert tours. It's all great. It's all great.
Yeah.
And this is up there. This experience of this show is definitely going to be up there because we're in rehearsals at the moment and we have already had a lot of fun. It's quite intense, obviously, as rehearsals are, but the company are wonderful.
Yeah, great company.
The show is wonderful, and it's already something that's worked from last year. It was celebrated last summer, so to be bringing it back and to be touring it and to bring it to people's hometowns is just a joy.
I think one of my highlights that springs to mind, because it's a musical, is Mr. Cinders, which was also written in 1930, and it was extraordinary to do. It was a beautiful piece of work, but it also, and this is what drew me to this too, very much to do with my childhood and the things and people I was inspired by at the time, Danny Kaye, Donald O'Connor, Gene Kelly, and etc.
Yeah.
And that was a very big success for me at the time. And this has similar draw for me. I couldn't resist it because it's so much to do with why I became, and my original idea when I was 5 years old was to be a performer. And because I come from a little town in Scotland, Crieff, which is a beautiful place, visit it. I didn't even hear about something called a drama school till I was 14.
Wow.
I'd never heard of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything. I just knew I wanted to do this thing, and somebody mentioned drama school to me. I said, "What's that?" Well, you go and I'll go there.
Yeah.
So I said, the simplicity of youth, I'll go there, and that's what I did.
Brilliant.
But this show has that similar, was the germ of why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I mean, Cole Porter is a genius, Cole Porter,
absolutely.
absolute
It's
genius.
one amazing number after
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's one of the reasons Anything Goes is one of my all-time favourites. I've seen it before, and one of the reasons is your two characters actually. It's that it's just different to what's usually there. It's not about romance or flirtation. It's just friendship.
Yes.
And obviously there's the song Friendship in there.
Yeah.
So obviously when I've seen it before, it's there's so much fun and banter and joking going on. So is that all rehearsed, or do you get to play around and just sort of go with the flow with that?
See.
Get cheeky little things going on.
We certainly, we're fairly loose in rehearsal, aren't we? And we'll throw it around a bit, you know. And I think there'll be elements of that.
I think there'll be a bit of fun, a bit of friendship.
Yeah.
No, we're having such a nice time.
Yeah,
It's the rehearsal room has been really lovely. We're just finding our feet, and it's really difficult to know, especially our relationship in the show. It is full of banter. It is that kind of, that duo kind of double act, if you like.
Yes.
And it's hard to gauge that until we put it in front of an audience.
That's
what
right.
we find funny in the room, people might not find funny. So it's almost like we can try these things out, but until we get up there and see if that audience reacts, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to see how we get people laughing and move people. This show is surprisingly moving. You do make people laugh, and we the numbers are fantastic, but it's got soul, it's got heart to it. We're all real people in this show, and I think people like to see that. Like to see people have these big fronts and do these big show numbers, but show their soft side and show their heart as well.
Well, I was going to say that about your character, actually. So Reno, she's an incredibly strong, powerful woman, but then she does have that vulnerability with a heart. Obviously, she doesn't get the initial guy that she wants, but she ends up falling in love anyway. So how do you sort of balance what is seen as like a farcical comedy show, but then, as you've said, there are those elements of tenderness in there?
Well, Reno, I think I have a lot in common with Reno, because I've done, especially more recent years, especially over the last 10 years, I've done that kind of showgirl thing. I've toured as myself, not in a musical, and been that kind of entertainer where you're interacting with the audience and the people afterwards, that kind of front that you put on, and that you have to have this bravado about yourself. But underneath that, you are a real person. When I go home, I'm a mum, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, and I'm a normal, probably slightly more vulnerable person. So there's lots that I can draw on. But that's the beauty of her, is that she has this kind of showbiz front where she does all these big numbers, and then you does show that softer side, and she does find a little bit of love in there too. And she's surrounded by lots of amazing big characters, and that's what's interesting for me about this show. I get to work with people like Denis and Simon and Bonnie and the existing people. Hayden is wonderful. Hayden Oakley, he's fantastic in the show, and lovely Sam Edwards, who plays Billy. It's a brilliant cast of wonderful people, and it's just lovely to be a part of it. Yeah,
it's incredible. It really, I'm so excited. Honestly, I'm so excited.
I love our relationship as characters, because there's not actually a romantic link to them.
Yeah,
They're just a couple of people on the make, really, and that's great fun.
And unusual. Like you say, it's usually a love story.
Yes.
You don't get those kind of like banter relationships, which is lovely to play. It's really lovely.
It's quite refreshing.
Yeah, it is. And speaking of refreshing, so your character, he obviously, he's a gangster who is pretending to be a vicar. Well, I was going to say, so he says he's a gangster, but I'm not sure which is worse, that being a gangster or a vicar. He says he's the 12th on the 12th most wanted list. Do we know what he's wanted for?
Yeah, we don't know. Actually, probably not very much. I mean, this is a character called Moonface Martin, who's as he says, on the run from New York on a liner to get to London. But we don't know what from. And I suspect not very much, really. And he has a very inflated view of his status as a gangster. And he keeps, a couple of times he announces who he is, and people go, what? So he's just a sort of he's very much a con man on the make, at all times. Just very funny to play, just great fun to play.
Yeah, I see more of it like a hustler, a con man.
Absolutely. Disguised as a vicar.
Disguised as a vicar, as you do.
Not very successfully disguised as a vicar.
So the second half opens with an amazing song, Blow Gabriel Blow, which I'm singing. I'm about to be godmother to a little boy called Gabriel, so I'm constantly singing that, much to the dismay of my friends, because I'm not a singer. So obviously, It's a brilliant, brilliant song, and obviously Reno asks everyone to talk about their sins. So what are Moonface's and Reno's sins? Because they don't confess.
Oh, they don't confess. You know what? I haven't even thought about that, but I kind of like that. I think she's probably full of things that she doesn't share with people, and I like that she opens the door to allow people to let go more than a confession. By the end of the number, we're all up, we're all partying, we're all dancing, and it's more about losing your inhibitions and just being together. And again, after what we've been through in the last couple of years, being together is so important, and that. The importance of human interaction is huge, and this show is full of it.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. And like to finish by just saying, talking of bringing together, the rework of the song that you did, Panic Attack, with Brian May. We're all huge fans at Manchester Theatre, so that was really special. Thank you to both of you. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
In olden days, a glimpse of stalking was looked on as something shocking, but now God knows anything goes. If driving fast cars you like, if low bars you like, if old hymns you like, if bare limbs you like, if Mae West you like, or me undressed you like, well, nobody will oppose. When every night the set that's smart is intruding in nudist parties and studios, anything goes.
today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night today, when most guys today that women prize today are just silly gigolos. And though I'm not a great romancer, I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Anything goes. Anything, anything, anything.
Anything goes.